once again. Here we are. Cool. Right. So, I have a lot of things that I need to do to the app that I've been working on. Mostly ability to manually edit a few things here and there. So for that matter, I need to add a few bits and pieces. So, those who don't know, this is my YouTube-ish app. Downloads videos, allows you to sort and organize, filter on people, update data, remove things, automatically tag stuff, so I can just instantly find things of various whatever I feel like at the time, and add filters to mitigate and get rid of seeing shit that I don't care about, and there, lo and behold, here it is. It's obviously not a replacement for YouTube. It still has to actually access it and download the data, but it can create playlists based on things that I select, and then pulls the data, and then I can filter and ignore people, and I never have to look at things that I don't want to ever again, basically. And I need a new piece of UI for this. So, in order to do so, we have this section scroll viewer. I think we want a here's the thing, a tab panel. Oh, okay, so what's that give us? Nothing at the moment. So in a tab panel, what other tab things? I've not done this in a while. Okay, do we do something like, and then if we added, say, another control. Oh, that's tab index as in tab, not, yeah, okay. Hang on, let me just look this up real quick. It's probably bloody obvious. WFP, panel, tab control, oh, tab item. Let's see. I might as well put this up on here. Tab control, elements, display, content, and separate. Just gonna reference this again, isn't it? So we've got tab item, item.header. That's interesting. So you can set custom things. So we kind of want, so we got tab panel. And so if I do tab item, and we just had test one, and I get rid of that and I put that there. that's unfortunate. Okay, if I move that... okay, that's promising. Oh yeah, I've got a sound effect for that now, cool. So if I then do this, test 2. Right, let's just see what happens when I put nothing in them. I can't click on them at all. Fascinating. Any errors? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so we need name. So this is saying tab item name, target property is no target. Okay, so if I don't know, if I just put in label content test 2. Nope. So this is saying cannot find source binding with reference. Okay, so instead let's change this to tab control. That looks better. And if I run this again, and this still scrolls, and if I go to the next tab, back. Well, hey, right, that's all I need. I can do whatever the hell I want now. So, I probably don't need that. And then we do, this is going to be, call it main, and this is going to be subdata. Cool. Okay, so, I feel like I'm speed running this, and I don't know why. All the time in the world. Somewhere there's like a new. There you go. New item. Isn't it just that? No. Okay. Fine. I will also add window page. Is it user control? Isn't it just page? I don't really get the difference. Presentation foundation. Subdata editor. And we just do auto. Grid, right, so I think we just want, let's think about this. We're just editing the data, so let's keep it simple. We can always change this later. So, come on, label, X name, I mean, I'll just call it subname for now. Okay, so let's think about the kinds of data we want, and then we can create this. I mean, if I just go in here, and here, tab item, we go X name equals, data tab. We come in here, should be able to do tab dot. Okay, hang on. Let's try to do this differently. Let's try this. Just add it directly in there. Page can only have window or frame as parent. Interesting. Okay, maybe I didn't want to make it a page. What did I make this as? Oh, user control, okay. Let's try that again. Okay, yeah, you can get rid of all of that. I don't really need any of this. Get rid of that. Okay, let's try again. Okay, I didn't add any content, but it's there. Okay, cool. Well, let's content equals test. Okay, great. Label there. Main tab. Cool. Right. Let's. So I can stop this. Subscription data. Pull this over here. Get the actual information. So we got channel ID. Sub ID. Alias. So we want to be able to edit the alias. So we do the same, but text box. Let's call it sub alias. Themes as well. Last updated date. Let's just yeah. We might want to edit this potentially, or have a button that resets it back to nothing. Then so there's last updated priority. So we want a checkbox. I just want to kidnap it from here. Oh, I can take it from there. There we go. Sub priority. Sub ignored. Okay, cool, right. And then in theory, so obviously this should have a method in here. So firstly we want this data, call it subdata, private, generate scenario. There we go. Cool. Okay, so there's subdata getting set. But we want to do public set data new, be really specific with this. So it's new subdata. Hate it when it auto completes things. Void set subdata. Okay, so in here we want sub ID equals new subdata dot channel ID sub name equals new subdata dot name sub alias equals new subdata dot alias, and then yeah, it's dot content, of course. Text sub themes dot text equals dot themes and then sub priority dot is checked equals that, sub ignored. It's kind of insane that it predicts exactly what I'm going to look at it, ask it to do now. But it does save me the bother, because I mean, I knew what I was going to do, it knew what I was going to do, who cares? Right, so that's all well and good. Right, so now what we want to do, you don't need that anymore, so we go here, and this will have a here we go, right. And in here we should have a subdata editor dot set. We would if I made it pub. Oh no. Right. Name equals I don't want it to be a class name, really. Let's just do that. Right. There. So this would be Oh, that's a bit tricky actually. Some of them are grouped by alias. I have to be a bit careful with this. It might be worth doing it in a separate list, but for now, know why it needs to be that specific. Yes. Data dot string equals selected text. That's a key value pair, so we want dot value dot to string. Okay, so this won't be ideal, but it will be close. Yeah, okay. It will just stop at the first one if it's using an alias, so that's not too bad. Alright, yeah, textbooks. Okay. There's no point defining this. Okay, wonderful. Right. Let's try that. Should do the trick. Right, so if I select anti-clipper, there we go. Wonderful. Right, obviously it's not ideal. I haven't even added the text for these, but there it is. Wonderful. If I select okay, right, it functions good enough for now. That's what I really care about. So this is going to be, content is going to be sub, and this is going to be I really need to subscription, thank you. It's priority subscription is ignored subscription. Let's just make the work 300 perhaps. And we'll see what happens. We don't want it going off the end. What? Okay, thank you. I mean, obviously it's well centered and things, but it will do. Let's just do horizontal alignment left, vertical alignment top. Okay, better. And obviously we want to make it text a bit bigger, so we go font size 30. Can I? Is that a thing? Okay, that's a thing. That's really useful. So we want auto, but then we want star. So let's just that's interesting. Okay, fine. 400, and we want font size 20. Man, layouts in this are wild. Right. Okay, that's better-ish. Text is a little offset there. That's rather unfortunate. Sure, whatever. Okay, so let's just... Let's go through and do this real quick. Space them out a little bit. Good grief. Yeah, it's a bit awkward. I don't know. Put a casual separating between. Border thickness free. There we go. Right. And let's do the same here. It's weird, they look offset from each other. Whatever, anyway, so we can type in there, and now we need a button, so we go name equals update actually adding it live. Oh, it is. No, we didn't quite want that. Oh. Okay, and I want it to have the same kind of style as these buttons, which I will eventually actually make like a proper style and things, but that will do for now. There we go. Makes it a little nicer. Again, we probably want a separator between those, just to keep it nice and neat. And then we kind of want a reset, set subscription. Okay, so if I double click on that, it will generate that. If I do the same with that, there we go. And then we do public void set data, do this. Right, there we go. So then this can do set data. This can do that as well. and update subdata will do essentially the inverse of this. To string. Ah, fine. Am I gonna have to do that for every single bloody one? Oh, I don't know. Right. Let's just deal with it for now. That is kind of awesome. How can is checked be null? And I'm not quite getting that, but okay. So if something is null, it defaults back to its own value. Cool. Right. And then we do main window dot dot window dot let me update the sub CSVs. Yeah, we make that public. We go back into here. There we go, right. So now I should be able to manipulate the data and update it. It's a little primitive, but it will do. I might need to check for there just to remind myself. So if I come in here, you see there's nothing. So let's, it's still a little off. Let's make that like 700. There we go, right. Oh, and I need, okay, so we really need to change some things here. So, so this is going to be font style. Oh no, font weight, bold, 50. Oh, I'm changing the wrong one. And let's move that underneath. Okay. And then we need a actual label. And this is simply going to be actual label. So this is going to be subscription aliases, subscription themes. Don't know why there's a bit of a gap there, but what the hell was that? Alright, it's really fucking windy still. Okay, so let's say for the sake of argument, it's gonna be a bit tricky. So these should all be priority subscriptions. Some of these aren't. Okay, cool. So let's find one. So there's a few which I would have put as my priorities, but I forgot or didn't notice. For instance, bikini body. And then we hit update. And if I go to, and if I go here and I do FPS, update that. In theory, so we go into the actual app sublist data here, and I find now it's Rainbow Six Siege that, and should have a true. There we go. Right, works finally. So now I at least have, despite it being a bit shit, some semblance of adding and updating the CSV data without actually having to go into it. Because there's quite a few people in here who I missed out on more than a few things. Now I know for a fact that, for instance, Point Grow has multiple channels, so I'll need to update this to use a different list or to find all of them or something like that. So I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But for now it's pretty good, so I'll just quickly peruse through here because there's a few people, like I said, I completely forgot that I just wanted to sort out. Good grief, it's hard to picture what some of these people do, you know? Okay, so there's them. They do Dungeons and Dragons things. Oh, whoops. Do that. Do that. And the good thing is I can always change this later. Some of these people don't do updates basically ever, which is annoying. So like this guy does some really cool shit, and if I add him to the priority list, he doesn't. I made it so their videos don't get deleted, which is quite important. It's really hard to remember some of these people actually do. Um, I think that will do for now. There's a few people where I'm like, well, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Tom Walker. So now that I've added some of these to the priority list, in theory, if I type something in here and then reset it, all of the ones that I've added, yeah, there you go, they're right at the top now. And then it goes into the rest of the list. That's awesome. Cool. And yeah, her as well, because she does some cool shit. Wonderful, right. Yay. And if I do this, I think it reached the limit. But tomorrow, when I do it, it will update those people first and then maintain their videos. So that'd be cool. I might need to link some stuff up a bit better. But yeah, so if I type this in, hit reset, cool, clears it. Right, so that's the main thing I wanted to get done on this. And it took a short while, but it functions. Realistically, I would do it with other people, but let's think about this. So the way that it works at the moment, so I'm not entirely sure. So obviously I've got these tab items. So so C sharp add UI. That's probably exactly what I'm looking for. Ah, damn it. Maybe not. Nope. A different kind of thing. I don't know, as tab item. Nope. Tab control dot items dot remove. Oh, maybe because I've changed it, I should be able to do it now. So I should be able to in here. That should hopefully have caused an error. I can see. But I can't see it. Yeah, I know. Take me to it, thank you. So sub data editor, and then we do, what was the name? Fury. Oh, I'm doing it wrong, aren't I? I need to actually add it to something that goes in here. So we go set stack panel. Okay, and now if I go in here, what? Right, there we go, right. And then we remove the break, and then we clear it. Okay, and now, if it finds multiple, so if I go here, there we go. Because I know that these people have multiple channels, so you can see this is a channel called Anti-Kepler, this is another one called Kepler VODs, but I've given them both an alias of Anti-Kepler, which is in here. So if I go to, if you know what I mean, like Smizzy, yeah, he's got 3 channels. Swag's got quite a few. Okay, great. And obviously I just need to put that inside a scroll viewer. Might as well use the same settings. If I close it, open it again. Oh, I don't need that to be named. Okay, wonderful. Right, so now that should be all good. Go here, and there's that, and then Smoothie went off the end. I can scroll, and each one of these is unique to each of those. Beautiful. Great, right. It's simple, it's easy. Jobs are good. And so, like, for instance, that's missing the League of Legends tag. So now if I go into all, and I go onto League of Legends, should be even more videos now. Wow, yeah, he's got quite a lot going for him. I go for specifically him. So if I get rid of those tags, it's every video the last couple months across all of his channels that aren't shorts. That seems about right. Cool. And they're all named the same. And then if I go, or if I just go to all, yeah, cool. And then if I do the same for like Smithy, oh yeah, that looks promising. Right, everything seems to be in order now. So if I ever find any mistakes with them, I don't need to look into this monstrosity. And what's really useful is if I copy and paste that back into there, I can actually see the updates that it's done. These are all the things. So like you see, I've added League of Legends. I've set somebody to priority, BS. These like date time updates. I think these are just entirely new bits of data perhaps. I'm not sure why it's showing so many differences there. But yeah, there we go. Wonderful. So that's done exactly what I wanted it to. So yeah, now I can see all of the channels. And if I find ones that are missing, so I know that there's like 2 people, because like this guy does PUBG stuff, but I think he has another channel. Let's just have a look. Because that's a League of Legends person, yeah. Could have sworn he had another channel in here. Maybe not. And these 2 are different people, aren't they? Because he's that and the other guy's the May player. Oh no, that's oh right, yeah, that's her. Okay, yeah. Sure for what do I have against him? Yeah, okay. Got Tom, Rust. Probably ought to put Rust FBS. Tainted. Okay, wonderful. Oh, this guy does. Oh, see that? Here you go. This guy's Rust FBS. Update that. That won't. I won't update the videos necessarily. Hang on, let me try that actually, because it might. So we go back to all, and I now filter on Rust. Does his videos appear? Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, that does seem to have fixed it. Oh, and one little fix in here. Just clear them in there as well. So when I select all, that should wipe that. Wonderful, okay. This thing's coming along really fucking well now. It's far better than I expected it to be. So this is now just a list of anything I haven't watched in date order, and it's like 800 videos worth. So this is pretty much identical to my actual YouTube subscribers list, minus live data and shorts and things I've watched. So cool. Alright, I still need to tidy up the code and do like a readme and things. But I think it's getting there quite nicely now. This can be simplified even further. But that's interesting. So if I do that, is that what it was? Well, that's what it was doing. So it's Is that not what I literally... Oh, it doesn't have... Ah, okay. Ain't that something? Definitely don't need that anymore. Somewhere there was another mess of comments that I needed to get rid of. Blah, 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 blah. Useful, useful. Here we go. Don't need that nonsense anymore. So I've got my own there. Yeah, I need to figure that one out. Just put that there as a kind of a self-contained thing. What we'll do. Keep that up. So that's all good. Yeah, I need to add more general documentation. Unused parameter. Oh yeah, okay. Where's that gone? Come on. Are you not able to... Okay. Whatever. We'll just go and tidy this up a bit more. It's usually got some reasonably useful suggestions. Static. Wonderful, there we go. Right. This is still a bit of a monstrosity. So let's move this into another method. Custom data. This is going to be load subscriptions and CSV. This is going to be the equivalent. I think that's everything that matters. Load videos from CSV. Cheers. Okay. So ordered subs. So these are closely related. What's that going to do for us? So that updates the list of subscriptions. Oh, based on the ordered subs. But this doesn't need to be ordered by the sub. So this could be sub data list. And this could be done. I don't really need. We're not using the CSV parser elsewhere. Yeah, and it's weird that it does that. I'm surprised. There we go. Right, so that's a bit better. So this is now do that. This just reorders the tags. This definitely. So this is going to be. Create tags or something. Um, okay, that should do it. Now everything's kind of in its own place. And they're all separate from each other. So this reads a bit easier. Actually, let's rename this to. Yeah, I don't want to. This doesn't have a rename, which is weird to me. Okay, so let's just make sure this all still works. That's been bugging me for a while because they're all kind of doing something similar. Anyone got TS in it? Looks like it. And then if there we go. Is here? Yeah, it's priority. Cool. If I get rid of that, goes back. Yeah, cool. If I filter an A to all. Alright, looks like it still works, still loads data. Go to this guy, go to him, to them. Multiple. Okay, right, everything seems to be in order. Something might break at some point, but I think I've condensed it enough. So that's going to get. And let's just call this get. User set data. Load CS subscriptions, load videos, update the sub filter list, create the tags. Did I do something with the tags in here? No, that's the alias. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, it just collates them together, doesn't it? Yep, fine. Oh, it's so quick. By the way, that's like loading like several thousand bits of data in less than a second. And there it is. And then if you go back to something you've already opened, it doesn't have to recreate the UI as well. So if I just flick between those, can I? Oh yeah. Shit's crazy. You can tell when it's loading the UI for the first time. I was going to, this is a good example of something where I could create some kind of batch loading where it actually continues loading the video UI in the background. So for instance, once this is all done and it does the filter videos, I could have like a silently load thing where it starts looping through in the sort of a synchronous, I don't know, just does a pulse of every 10 or something, and then it stops if you press another button or whatever. Oh, but that could be for another time. Right. So this is quite a big update, so that's pretty cool. Added ability to sub data from the eye. What did we do? Moved it around, actually factored. Methods. That would do, right. Jobs are good. It's come along quite nicely, considering it was nothing more than loading the videos and putting them on the screen barely a month ago. It's got to loading and filtering and organizing and updating and deleting and blah blah blah. It's pretty cool. Hopefully someone might get some use out of this, even if it's just for example code and nothing more. That's my aim anyway. How are we doing? I probably ought to actually eat something, and then I will come back and like play games, you know, the usual. I bought a few more games, so let me just fire one up and see if it actually functions. Incursion Red River and Cyber Knights. I'm not quite sure why I bought this. I like the idea of extraction shooters, and I kind of hate PvP in them, but it escaped my notice that Escape from Tarkov has a PvE version, and I already own it, and it's a pretty proven game, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to faff around with some settings and things. I'll give this an actual go at some point. I just want to load it up and see where we go from there. I'm so tired. I'm gonna have a whole day of things tomorrow, so I do need to be a bit cautious. Yeah, quite nice. Where am I? Hip fire's a bit hard to... Is it? I can't really tell where I'm hitting. The effect doesn't come up very much. But I'm hitting that guy in the head over there. There we go. Obviously it's horrifically inaccurate at this range, but bang 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 bang. Cool. Yeah, I can do that. And it's pretty hard to tell. This is either horrifically inaccurate. No, it's it kind of... It's not actually, I'm surprised. Yeah, the particle effects don't really show very well when you're hip firing, I think. So I am hitting kind of around there, yeah. Okay, cool. Right, well that works for me. I can, you know, just whip one of these out. Presumably this is full auto now. That's good to me. It's funny, I can do this sort of thing in this game and then suddenly I've swap over to like bloody what's it called? The other game. Stalker. Have a lot of issues. Obviously you shouldn't be doing this, but I am hitting them. Obviously at that range it's kind of silly, but pretty accurate even then. Cool. You would kind of want to start at the chest because it almost instantly goes up, so you just aim down a bit. Yeah, okay, that's quite nice. Cool, right, I'll come back and play that later. I shall see you guys around, and I will be doing my own apps and things and such and stuff and whatever, continuing. I really, really want to make something that can actually generate MIDI data, but the information pertaining to actually creating it seems to be hidden under like obscure websites and things, and they don't really explain what they're doing and things. Like, I've worked on some really complicated bits of data before. Balance. Hang on, let me try.